Rebuilding respect. 6 ways to restore your place in your adult children's lives. As parents, we pour our hearts into raising our children, nurturing them, guiding them, and putting their needs before our own. But there comes a moment in life when the dynamic shifts. One day, you notice a change. Perhaps your adult children brush off your advice, roll their eyes at your stories, or treat you like you're no longer relevant. It stings. You might feel invisible, unappreciated, or even disrespected. If you're nodding along, wondering why your children don't value you the way they once did, you're not alone. And here's the good news. You don't have to stay stuck in that pain. Getting upset or demanding respect rarely works. It can even push them further away. Instead, there's a better way to rebuild the respect and connection you deserve, without arguments or resentment. Today I'm sharing 6 powerful actions you can take when your adult children don't respect you. These are practical, transformative steps that will shift how they see you and help you reclaim your place as a valued figure in their lives. Some of these might challenge you, but stick with me until the end. You'll discover how to inspire respect naturally and authentically. Let's dive in. Action 1. Stop seeking their validation. One of the biggest traps parents fall into is trying to win their adult children's approval. You might find yourself going out of your way to please them, cooking their favorite meals, offering unsolicited help, or staying quiet when they speak over you, all in hopes they'll appreciate you. But here's the hard truth. The more you chase their validation, the less they respect you. Respect doesn't come from bending over backward. It comes from standing tall in your own worth. I knew a man named Thomas, a retired carpenter who had always been the rock of his family. As his children grew into adults, he started doing everything to stay in their good graces, driving hours to help with small tasks, agreeing to their plans even when it inconvenienced him. He thought this would keep them close, but instead, they started taking him for granted. They'd cancel plans last minute or dismiss his input, leaving him feeling like a doormat. "I just want them to need me," he admitted. But what he didn't see was that his constant giving was teaching them his time wasn't valuable. The solution? Stop seeking their validation. Start valuing your own needs. Say no when something doesn't work for you. Share your opinions, even if they disagree. When Thomas started setting limits, like declining to rearrange his schedule for last-minute requests, his children were surprised. But over time, they began to see him as someone with his own life, not just their ever-available dad. Respect followed naturally. If your children don't respect you, the first step is to respect yourself. Show them you're a person with your own priorities, and they'll start to see you differently. Action 2. Respond. Don't react. When your adult children ignore your input, interrupt you, or speak to you in a way that feels dismissive, your instinct might be to snap back or lecture them about everything you've done for them. It's tempting, but let me share a secret. Reacting with frustration or anger only deepens the divide. Respect isn't won in a shouting match. It's earned through calm, confident responses. Take Sarah, a former nurse who raised 3 kids on her own. As they became adults, they started brushing off her advice or talking over her during family dinners. At first, Sarah would argue, raising her voice to remind them of her sacrifices. But the arguments only left everyone tense, and her children seemed to respect her less. Then, she tried something new. Instead of reacting, she responded with grace. When her son interrupted her, she'd pause, look him in the eye, and say, "I'd like to finish my thought." When her daughter dismissed her ideas, she'd nod and say, "I hear you, but this is my perspective." By staying composed, Sarah showed her children she didn't need to fight to be heard. She already had authority. If your children don't respect you, resist the urge to argue. Respond with dignity. Show them what respect looks like by modeling it yourself. Over time, they'll mirror your calm strength. If you're finding these insights helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support keeps us creating content to empower and inspire you. Let's keep going. Action 3. Cultivate emotional independence. As parents, we love our children fiercely, and it's natural to want their love and respect in return. But when you lean on them for emotional fulfillment, it can shift the balance of your relationship. If they sense you rely on their calls, visits, or approval to feel whole, they might start pulling away, feeling weighed down by the responsibility. People respect those who stand on their own. I met a woman named Linda, a vibrant grandmother who lived for her children's visits. When they got busy with their own lives, she'd call repeatedly, leaving voicemails about how much she missed them. She thought it would draw them closer, but instead they seemed annoyed, responding with short texts or avoiding her calls. "I just want to feel connected," she said. But her neediness was creating distance. Then Linda made a shift. She started filling her days with things that brought her joy, taking painting classes, joining a walking group, even planning a solo trip. When she stopped depending on her children for happiness, something shifted. They began reaching out, more, intrigued by her newfound energy. They respected her as someone with a life of her own. If your children don't respect you, check your emotional dependence. Find joy in your own pursuits. When you show them you're fulfilled without leaning on them, they'll value your presence more, not out of duty, but out of admiration. Action 4. Establish clear boundaries. Disrespect often grows when boundaries are absent. If your children speak to you rudely, ignore your needs, or take your time for granted, it's because they've learned it's okay. Not because they're cruel, but because people treat you the way you allow them to. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing your children away. It's about teaching them how to treat you. Consider James, a retired mechanic whose adult children would often show up late or cancel plans without notice. They'd make offhand comments about his old-fashioned ways, and he'd let it slide, not wanting to rock the boat. But the lack of boundaries eroded their respect. One day, James decided enough was enough. When his daughter arrived an hour late without an apology, he calmly said, "I value our time together, so please let me know if you can't make it." When his son mocked his advice, he responded, "I'm happy to share my thoughts, but only if you're open to listening." He wasn't harsh, he was firm. At first, his children pushed back, but soon they adjusted. They started showing up on time and speaking to him with more care. Why? Because James showed them his time and voice mattered. If your children don't respect you, ask yourself, are you allowing behaviors that undermine your worth? Set clear, kind boundaries and enforce them consistently. They'll learn to treat you with the respect you deserve. If you're finding this valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Your support fuels our mission to create content that uplifts and informs. Let's move on. Action 5. Give with intention, not expectation. As parents, giving comes naturally. Your time, your resources, your energy. But when you give endlessly without acknowledgement, it can breed entitlement instead of gratitude. If your children take your efforts for granted, it's time to rethink how you give. Generosity should be a gift, not an obligation. I knew a woman named Patricia, a devoted mother who was always there for her kids, even into their 30s. She'd babysit at a moment's notice, lend money without question, and rearrange her life to accommodate their schedules. But instead of thanks, she got complaints. Her daughter would nitpick her babysitting. Her son would ask for more money without repaying her. It hurt. Then Patricia made a change. She started giving with intention. She'd help when asked, but only if it worked for her. She stopped offering loans and instead suggested they find solutions together. At first, her kids were shocked. They'd come to expect her endless support. But over time, they started thanking her for her help. They valued her contributions because they were no longer a given. If your children don't respect your efforts, take a step back. Give thoughtfully, not automatically. When they see your generosity as a choice, they'll start appreciating it, and you, more. Action 6. Live a life that inspires. One of the most powerful ways to earn your children's respect is to show them you have a vibrant, meaningful life beyond them. When your world revolves around your children, they might see you as someone who's just there, waiting for their attention. But when you live with purpose, they see you as someone to admire. Take Maria, a widow in her 60s who felt her children were drifting away. She'd call them constantly, hoping to stay involved in their lives, but they seemed distant, even dismissive. Feeling lost, Maria decided to rediscover herself. She enrolled in a photography course, started gardening, and joined a local theater group. She shared stories of her new adventures, not to guilt her kids, but because she was genuinely excited. Slowly, her children took notice. They'd ask about her latest project or invite her to share her photos. They respected her not just as their mom, but as a woman with passions and purpose. If your children don't respect you, ask yourself, do they see you as a person with your own spark? Build a life that excites you, hobbies, friendships, goals. When you shine, they'll be drawn to your light and respect you for it. If you're loving these insights, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Your support helps us keep creating content to inspire and empower you. Final thoughts. Respect from your adult children isn't something you can force. It's something you inspire. If they've started treating you with less care or dismissing your worth, don't let anger take over. Instead, make these 6 shifts. Stop seeking their validation because your worth doesn't depend on their approval. Respond with grace, because your calm strength speaks louder than arguments. Cultivate emotional independence, because a fulfilled heart commands respect. Set clear boundaries, because you teach others how to treat you. Give with intention, because unappreciated generosity breeds entitlement. And live a life that inspires, because a vibrant you is impossible to overlook. When you embrace these changes, something beautiful happens. Your children will start seeing you not as someone waiting for their attention, but as a person who commands respect through their own strength and purpose. That respect will return, not because you demanded it, but because you lived it. Thank you for watching today. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you'll apply it in your life. Your thoughts mean the world to us and keep us motivated to create content that uplifts you. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us reach more people with wisdom to inspire and empower. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.